Okay, now we're going to take a look at the final part of this section, which is 3-string arpeggios, and for this we're going to be using sweep picking with the right hand. Now what I'm going to do is take you through each of the arpeggio shapes that we're going to be using for the examples that I'm going to play using sweep picking. And the first position we're going to look at is E minor, and we're going to start from the 16th fret on the G string, then we're going to have 17 on the B, 15 on the high E, 19 on the high E, pull off to 15 on the high E, then we've got 17 on the B, back to 16 on the G, and that's going to be our E minor arpeggio. Now the right hand, what we're going to be doing is starting with a downstroke on 16, down on 17, down on 15, and then an upstroke on 19, and then what we're going to do is pull off coming down. So we're going to have this. Okay, so if you speed that up a bit quicker, you should have this. And once you get comfortable with that, you can speed it up even more. Okay, now for E major, which is going to be the next arpeggio we're looking at, we're just going to be moving our first finger on the high E string from 15 to 16 and keep the rest the same. So we've got... Okay, speed that up a bit more. And once you get comfortable, just speed it up even more. Okay, again, like with the tapping and the alternate picking, just get used to changing between those arpeggio positions. So, you know, if you're going to practice that, start off with the minor arpeggio, then move into the major arpeggio and then back to minor again, and just get used to shifting between the two. Okay, the third arpeggio we're going to be looking at is the diminished one again, and this time it's going to start on 18 on the G, then we've got 17 on the B, 15 on the high E, 18 on the high E, back to 15 on the high E, 17 on the B, and then 18 on the G. Okay, so again, when practicing these arpeggio changes, just literally start with the minor one, major one, and then go to the diminished, and then back to minor again, and just keep practicing until you get the sweep picking fairly even, because it's probably one of the hardest techniques on guitar to get really even, and you know, you just want to really practice that and get it so it's going to, you know, be in time when you're actually playing to a proper track. So this is what the practice regime should sound like. Okay, and a bit quicker. And once you get comfortable with that, just, you know, see if you can get it up to however fast you can get it, but, you know, remember to keep it in time and keep it nice and clean as well. Okay, now for exercise number 1. Okay, first off we're starting on E minor and we're going to play that 4 times. Then down to C major, which is going to be from the 12th fret on the G string, and we've got 12, 13 on the B, 12 on the high E, 15 on the high E, back to 12, back to 13 on the B, and then 13 on the G. Sorry, 12 on the G. Then we're going to go up to the D major arpeggio, and that's going to be the same thing as what we just did in C major, but up 2 frets. So that's from the 14th fret on the G, 15 on the B, 14 on the high E, 17 on the high E, back to 14 on the high E, 15 on the B, 14 on the G. Then down to B minor, and we've got 11 on the G, 12 on the B, 10 on the high E, 14 on the high E, back to 10 on the high E, 12 on the B, 11 on the G. Okay, then we're going to go back up to C major again. Then we've got A minor, which is going to be from the 9th fret on the G, 10 on the B, 8 on the high E, 12 on the high E, back to 8 on the high E, 10 on the B, and then 9 on the G. Then up to B major, which is going to be 11 on the G, 12 on the B, 11 on the high E, 14 on the high E, 11 on the high E, 12 on the B, and then 11 on the G to finish. And you know, like all the other examples, we're going to play that double the length, so we're going to play that 8 times. Okay, so that first example, slow, should look like this. Okay, now for exercise number 2. Okay, we're starting off the first one with E minor again, and we're going to play that 4 times. Then we're up to G major, which is going to be 19 on the G, 20 on the B, 19 on the high E, then 22 on the high E, 19 on the high E, 20 on the B, and then 19 on the G. And we're going to play that twice. Then down to D major, so from the 14th fret on the G, and play that twice. Then back up to E minor. So far at a slow tempo, we should have this. Okay, now we're down to C major, so that's from the 12th fret on the G, up to D major, then down to B minor, which is going to be from 11 on the G, 12 on the B, 10 on the high E, 14 on the high E, back to 10 on the high E, 12 on the B, and then 11 on the G. Then up to C major. Then down to A minor, which is going to be 9 on the G, 10 on the B, 8 on the high E, 12 on the high E, back to 8 on the high E, then 10 on the B, 9 on the G. Then we're up to B major, which is going to be 11 on the G, 12 on the B, 11 on the high E, 14 on the high E, 11 on the high E, 12 on the B, and then 11 on the G. And that's going to be played for double the length of all the other arpeggios for 8 times round. Okay, so the whole of exercise 2 slow should sound like this. Okay, well that concludes section number 1. Make sure that you learn all the examples that we've looked at slow, and then when you have them down comfortably, speed them up and just get used to changing between all those different shapes that we've looked at. So let's move on to section number 2.